Hello and welcome to the space between ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. Wow, it's exciting. What I did just after the last video is, well, I took the dog for a walk, but it was a quick walk because I spent an hour. I had a French lesson, and what else did I do? I think it was just a French lesson. Yeah. So what happened was I made one video this morning, and then I had my first French lesson for the day, and then what happened? What did I do during my break? Maybe I had breakfast, and then I had a then I made a second video. After the second video, I had another French lesson, and I usually take the dog out for a walk at that point. Usually we go out for about 90 minutes, but I wanted to do the vibe coding thing. Now the thing is that like vibe coding, I don't view vibe coding the same way that other people view vibe coding. Now, what am I talking about? Let's just jump into the. Wait, let me check. Make sure that the audio is working. Hello, can you hear me? Good. Okay, the live video is definitely working. Its quality is fine. We need to do windsurf. Okay. Now the thing is that like I don't know how far back to go. How far back to go? How far back to go? Is that English? I don't know how far back to go. Where were we? I just have no idea where we were. And then I worked for like basically an hour. Um, I think it might be more useful just to use the Google Gemini because Google Gemini, there's just too much code. One D. All right, so here's the final comprehensive prompt for Cascade. We have a finalized and complete user experience and scope for the MVP of the objective builder. Please use the detailed specifications as the foundation for creating our development plan. So the idea is that we're trying to use the development plan feature of Windsurf, and I have no idea where that development plan is now. Is this the outline? It's got the body, the app header. I don't know what all this stuff is. I don't know where's this development plan located. Huh. This thing about dev container. Is this a dev container? I don't know. Well, anyways. So here's the homepage, the UX, the architecture, the module by module breakdown, final output, monetization hook, the tech stack. Now, this is important to point out. This is a purely client-side application. So this is going to be my MVP. And here it is. Now, you can see here on the left-hand side that your choices are either you're going to do the brainstorm module and choose. For example, if you're going to be working with let's say you're a manager, you need to talk to your executive to get some direction. So you want to have like some tools that can help you to have that discussion with the manager over top of you. So we're going to do the brainstorming module and the choose module. That's going to help us to identify objectives. Once we have a list of objectives, Then for each objective, we're going to go through the objective module and create a task list. And then you're going to connect your project management tool so that you can go and put those tasks into your project management tool. All right, and then I explained in my previous video all of these things on the left-hand side of the screen and on the right-hand side of the screen. Now up here we have paid version coming soon. So the paid version will allow you to keep history. So whenever you click the objective module, then you can put the name, like a file name. So there'll be like an O, or there'll be a C or a B on the left side to show you what module it is. Then you can click into it. After you click in, and then you can change the name of it. Then when you click into it, then you can go and you can change your answers. You can update your answers. You'll be able to move those things up and down inside of this container. And then in a later paid version, tier 2, then we'll add the vision and the touch-based modules. These will give you even more tools. One is an executive-based tool. Another one is your team-based tool. So again, we're using the same idea where you're going to have something to help you when you communicate with the manager above you, and then there's going to be tools to help you to communicate with the team beneath you. And then we got some more tools coming on the way. Performance review add-on. So in here we got like 3 more modules that we can add on. And then next after that, then we got the CEO helicopter view add-on. So again, there's going to be, well, I didn't change this text yet, but it's based on Tom Buchholz's work in his book, Create Crucial Insight. So there's going to be some future add-ons. Anyways, right now, I explained all this to, so there's no backend right now. We're not saving anything. So I pasted that over into Cursor and I said, hey, what are you talking about with your plan? Like, how do we create this plan? I've reviewed Cascade's response in detail, and it is a comprehensive, logical, structured, technical sound plan. Captures every requirement from our final specification. We got reusable components. We got state management. We got user story alignment. I'm ready to proceed. So please continue, paste Cascade's next response. And I said, this is what I said. I said, it's waiting for you. Do you want to be a proactive project manager and tell Cascade what to do? Or do you want to be a passive software architect guiding Cascade and asking the right questions so that it can provide progress? He decided to take the role of technical lead. So then at that point, then we changed the name to technical lead, and bam. So let's go. So I popped in that prompt. We're going to input all 5 steps of the brainstorming module, the choose module, the objectives module, and then some globally accessible task list. All right, so it said, good. Now we have a blueprint for our data. The next logical step from the plan is to create the tools to manage it. So the proposed session state object structure is approved. Let's move to the next task. Your task is to provide the JavaScript code for 3 essential utility functions that will interact with the browser storage: save session state, load session data, clear session data. Great. So it's robust, best practices, clarity. All right. So now we're on task 1A. The session state management is complete. So let's start 1B, the global add task button and navigation. Here's the prompt. So then I gave the prompt to Cascade. Cascade came back and said, fine, it's good. So now here's the solution is simple and effective. The JavaScript logic is flawless. We can implement this task. So next logical step is to build the rest of the reusable page shell, the navigation and progress bar. So that's the next one. So that's task 1C. Then I pasted this over there. They said, fantastic. Cascade has produced another high quality professional grade set of components. CSS for modal in particular is very well done. I mean, who knows, right? And then, okay, now that 1C is done for the shell. So next, the final step is the core architecture to build the front door to our application, the home page. Here's the prompt to send Cascade. Here's the index page. All right, so the structure and the semantics, the use of header, main, section, footer is clean and correct. Styling is aesthetically pleasing with good color palette. Who knows? Responsive. All right, so 1D is done. All right, so it's time to build your first module. So section 2 is create the brainstorming module. So then this is a new page. So it creates the first page. And then what? And then the code for it is approved. It's a perfect implementation and will serve as a template for all subsequent module pages. Now that we have the template, it's complete the entire module. Let's complete the whole module. So now we're going to do page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5. Okay, it's done. Something about pattern consistency. Clipboard, download JSON file. It's all the same as what we are hoping for. Now, please provide the HTML and JavaScript for the choose. Now we're into choose step 1. And what's next? Probably choose step 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Then after we finish the choose module, now we're going to do the objectives, stage 1. After we finish the objectives module, now we're going to do pages 2 through 7. Now we got to do the task list page. Got the rows, got the buttons. Here's the task list page. All right, so it says the core MVP functionality is correct. We got everything. Now, I got a little bit confused in this area because, okay, so open your file in your browser, go through every single path. We're supposed to, so it wants me to do the testing manually. We're going to debug the JavaScript, CI, CSS, other things. It's time to debug. We have now completed the full design and have all the individual code snippets for our Objective Builder MVP. Assembly and testing. Automation for the assembly phase. CSS consolidation, JavaScript consolidation, and then automation for testing phase. Now, I kind of went back and forth here for a little bit. It just didn't seem like it wanted me to like create a project folder. And I was like, dude, we're in an IDE right now. Cascade is an AI coding, writing, and management tool inside of an IDE called Windsurf. Of course, this is perfect pre-flight check to ensure all development tasks are complete before moving into testing environment. All right. So it's asking about code completion, pre-browser testing, readiness for manual testing, code completion confirmed, unit testing prioritized, clear instructions, your final action. Assemble. It's still talking about assembling the project. I don't know what it's talking about. Ask Cascade to do all the work for me. Go through each task one by one until complete. So then we go into Cascade. Please provide the complete consolidated code for style CSS. Now, but this time I already saw that it had the style CSS over here and the main JS. So that's why I was like, what is going on? So I'm like, do I need to open up the browser or what? All right, so we're going to go into unit testing. All right, but how do we do the unit testing? I don't really know how to do the unit. So provide the final, it's still talking about providing the final code. I can see that all those files are in the IDE already. Cascade made those files. So do we need to Cascade to run the tests? All right, so then it's like, okay, so let's open the integrated terminal. All right, so that's when I opened up the terminal and I tried to run this test. I think we could probably even look at that. So we could see here. So we go to the first one. All this stuff is missing. Now, what happened with this is actually, so after this happened, then I pasted this into Windsurf, into this box here. And it's like, it did a bunch of work. And then I had to click Y. I had to click the letter Y. Well, maybe not yet. Okay, so it's saying that, so actually I copied and pasted this whole section here, and I pasted this into Cascade. See, it says it could modify the package JSON file. And it went through all this thing, it did all this work. And at the end of this process, very long process, there was this thing where I had to use the letter Y. I had to click yes. I don't know where it is. Anyways, when I had to click the letter, and it actually I had a problem with this in the past, because it'll say like, oh, you have to click the letter Y in order to continue. I clicked the letter Y, but I don't know, it just didn't seem to be doing the thing that I wanted it to do. So then there was a button that said you can move the terminal into this area. That's what this button is here. I moved it from the chat section into the terminal area. And then I did another one. So I tried to do the npm test again. It failed. And then we're just going back and forth for a while. And then we do the test again, and then we do the test again. By the time we got here, then we're passing all the tests. And then it's done. So then success. This is the result. We've been working toward the terminal output confirms all unit tests passed. Here's a critical milestone. Your final action is this. So open the index HTML in your file system, find the HTML file and open it in your web browser. Begin manual testing. There you go. So here's the unboxing. I haven't actually done it yet. I was thinking about doing it before our video, but I had a lesson. So I said, how do you do that? What's the very next step? Okay, let's get you started with the manual browser testing. Open your HTML file in a web browser. Here's how you can do that. Open Finder, click Finder icon, smiling face in your dock. It's a smile. It is a smiling face. I think it's two people. I guess it's one person. Okay, it's a smiling face. And find a way to go to Documents, Windsurf. Open the Windsurf folder. Find the index HTML. I don't see it. What the? Now, the other thing I could do is I thought maybe I could just click this website preview. If I click this, then I just click start preview. Provide you with an exact to provide you with an interactive browser preview in your website, especially one that can relay console logs and other useful information. best to service your project files using a simple local web server. This mimics the more realistic environment compared to opening the file directly from your file system. I could start a lightweight HTTP server for using Python, which is typically available on Mac OS. The server will run in your WinZip directory. Once the server is running, the website will be accessible at this. Great. Okay, the local website should be started up. It will serve as your file from this directory. Now I'll initiate the browser preview. This will allow you to interact with your Objective Builder application. It'll be available to see console logs if any issues arise during the manual testing. Good. All right, so do we want to open it inside in the IDE? Now, I don't know what the difference is. So if I do this, let me just try it. Boy, that doesn't look very good at all. Well, this button doesn't work. Oh boy. And I did the same thing as before. What is this? What kind of, why wouldn't it? Well, anyways, I'll just use this one. It's the same thing. Okay, so I don't know what to do from here. Didn't I just take a screenshot? Where did the screenshot go? This is my French stuff. Which one is this? Yeah, it's this. I see this and it's not the index page. There is no index page. So what do I do with this thing? Ah, it disappeared. Okay, that's good. Okay, now let's make sure that we keep the Gemini up to speed. Okay. Now what's going on? Did it say to refresh the browser? Okay, I've created the index. Links to this. My dog's sleeping and wagging his tail. He must have found some friends. Uh-huh. I don't know. We successfully designed the unit tested for all code, but your final HTML file was never actually created in your project file because this was missing. Cascade diagnosed it. Prompt for Cascade. Okay, Cascade. So if you're like a Vibe coder and you're only using Windsurf, I feel like it's not enough. I certainly don't know what's going on. Yes, you're absolutely right to refer to the architect's feedback. It's very clear and provides the exact path forward. The diagnostic is spot on. We've successfully prepared the CSS, JavaScript, unit test, core logic, but the actual HTML pages that form the application structure were not yet created in their final form. Earlier was a necessary first step, and now we need to build out the complete set of pages. You see, this is why I have a two-window system. So, all right, so if I own Windsurf, if I want to improve Windsurf, then we need to have a two-window system. We have a software architect where we're talking to the software architect, and then it would be easier if I had the ability to copy and paste. So imagine I have two windows. So one's open on the left side and one's okay, this is open, and then there's like an arrow. So at the end of this, let's say at the end there's like an arrow here. So then what I do is I click the arrow, and then it pushes that everything, all the work that was done, it pushes it to the other window. And then the other window is like exactly like Gemini, like what I'm doing over here. So, and it'll say, hey, good work, you did good work, and here's what I think we should do next. And then once it says what I should do next, then there's like another arrow that points back, and I click that arrow, and boom, it pastes it back into here. So it's still a two-window system. Now, if you're a professional software developer, you're saying, well, I don't need a two-window system because I understand everything that's happening over here on the right side. Yeah, well, I'm not a professional software developer. I'm just vibe coding. So it means I need a professional software developer to help me through the process of this project. And if you can put that right directly into this window so that I can just click one button and it passes all of the work into the other window. And then in the other window, that's where I'm talking to this guy who is the architect. And then I just click one more button, and then boom, it passes that whole prompt back into this area, and then I click send. That's the way it should be done. Because I just feel like Cascade doesn't really, it's not enough. The assumption is still that, like, and And Gemini over here, it just understands everything. It just keeps everything in the context window. It knows what's going on. It knows what to do. It knows what to think. It knows what to say. It knows how to plan. It knows how to debug. It understands code. It does everything. So why not put that right into the same browser, right into the same experience? Now I did notice that Cascades, like Windsurf number 10, it was talking about browser access, has the ability to access your browser for some reason, but I don't know why. I have no idea what you're talking about. I can see it's making pages over here. Objectives. So now we're on to the last one, which is the task list. Yeah. All right, getting exciting. We may actually have an MVP. That would be really awesome. Python. All right. Oh, nice. Welcome to the Objective Builder. This tool helps managers achieve strategic clarity and create aligned action plans. Path 1, Direction. Manager, Executive. Focus on strategic direction using Brainstorm and choose modules. Start brainstorming. Path 2, Alignment. Manager and team. Develop clear objectives and action plans. And action steps with the objectives module. Okay. Sweet. I got a homepage. I'm really excited. I've been literally working on this project for 10 years. 10 years of my life just to make this damn homepage. Now it doesn't have the paid version content that I wanted to have. There's this section about paid. What happened to that paid? Let's just make sure that Gemini is in agreement with what's going on. We've officially moved from the build phase to the testing phase. Try to break the application. All right. Now let's just start with the first button. All right. What are your current trends? Let's just share this one page. And what does it look like? I have to make it a little bit wider. Okay. What are current trends and successful models we can imitate and learn from? Okay. Okay, we got the add a task to the list. No tasks. Click add a row to create one. I see. We're having a problem. We got a problem here too. It says go home. Okay, it went home. Text. Back. More text. Here too. More text. Text. Why not? Even more text. So I can download this as a JSON file. I can copy the brainstorm data. I can proceed to the choose module. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. Next. I can't go back to the brainstorming module. Objectives module. Back. Yeah, I can't go back to the choose module. Next. Create a task list. All right, we're going to add a row. Add some buttons. Blame box. Tomorrow. Back to the last module. There should have been text in here. Add even more buttons. What is going on here? Interesting. Back to the last module. Great. Wow. That's like a lot of stuff. I'm really excited about this. Go back home. Cancel. Enter the task list. Got the tasks. Home. Yes. Start brainstorming. It's gone. Definitely deletes your text. Go home. My objectives. This is great. So we vibe coded this basic application in like in basically 3 hours, 2.5 hours. This is awesome. All right, now the next point is just to I'm going to continue doing the debugging. I'm going to change things up, improve the experience. Then I'm going to release it and put it on my website. Good stuff. That's good news.